What's happening, y'all? Welcome into a Snaps Live React. I am actually here, Aaron, in the back room at the Don Juan Cigar Bar, live on site. Where are you right now? This is a completely mobile Snaps we're doing.
I am in a hotel gym at the moment because I got kicked out of my room. So ESPN accidentally only booked me for one night here in College Station. So I got to find another hotel later tonight after the game. So I've been sitting in the hotel lounge watching games, and then I need a quiet spot. So now I'm in the gym. Hopefully no one comes and works out right now. But yes, I'm hoping tonight.
All right. So for this video, we are talking Texas at Arkansas, the rebirth of the rivalry. And I got to say, this ended up being a way better game than I would have expected. I thought Texas offense was going to completely dominate this game. That was not the case. But once again, the Texas defense does. The Longhorns survive in Fayetteville 20-10. Aaron, what is your overall main takeaway from this Texas game?
Yeah, I tweeted out, and then you and I talked about it, and it's been a conversation that I think has been had more and more this season about mobile quarterback versus not mobile quarterback, especially at Texas. Obviously, when we've seen what Arch Manning can do with his legs, I just feel like right now, like Quinn's, and I know the stats won't show this, but he has not been having a great season, at least not this season that I was expecting him to have. It's just kind of been a little bit rocky, and you sit back and say, like, he's a statue. Why did Georgia get after him, and why did Georgia have so much success? Quinn couldn't move. Arkansas today at times had some success. So, like, yeah, the stats may not look horrendous, but they're nothing special. And then there's no running to them. So, like I tweet out, I'm just getting more and more not fed up, but just in the sense of, like, if you don't have a guy that can run, you're missing out a lot on what your offense can do.
So I agree that the Texas offense remains a big time question mark, but my takeaway is a bit different here in that, we spend all of our time talking about Quinn and Sark in the offense, but like the Texas defense is why this team is good and why they're elite. Like we should be talking about the defense more because they have been completely dominant this year. I mean, even in the Georgia loss, that wasn't on the defense, that was on Ewers in the offense. So I would ask you this question. Do you think if you were a Texas fan or just maybe even as an analyst, is it better or worse for your question marks to be on offense? Because I think that's great, actually. I think that's the easier question to answer come championship time, especially when you have Quinn, Sark, and these weapons. Like it feels like the road for them to come together and have a good game is way lower.
But we still haven't seen it really yet this year, especially against good teams. I think that's the problem. It's like, it's great to have the defense playing the way they're playing right now. There's no doubt about it. This is very much a similar feeling to what Ole Miss is at the moment. Then finally, Ole Miss had that game against Georgia, and even the week before versus Arkansas, in which like, okay, now the offense is playing the way we thought they would play with Jackson Dart and all these receivers, and they still have not had Trey Harris out there, and they're still putting up really two good games on that side of the football, along with great defensive play. Texas has the weapons. Texas has a veteran offensive line. Texas has Steve Sarkisian, who I still believe is the best play caller in all of college football. And it just seems like the offense is standstill, not progressing, not getting it done. And we're 12 weeks into the season. Like I've talked about with Georgia before, this is week 12. So we can say all we want, like, oh my God, these weapons and Quinn are going to finally just show up one week and they're going to be great. We can wish and hope and pray. But right now, based on what we've seen this season, it's been more times than not that the offense hasn't shown up. And that's not going to be that won't win you a championship when it's all said and done.
No, but defense does win championships. And a lot of times these cliches are cliches for a reason. That's one game. All I'm saying is I think this is a more championship caliber team because of the defense. I will maintain that. And I think compared to Texas of the past, I also think
where would you rank them in the SEC right now? Like who would you say
there's no clear best team in the SEC? There's no clear best team in the SEC. It could be anybody. Out of the big dogs, it could be. Yeah, I mean, you probably pick Ole Miss because they've looked better here as of late. You would feel really good about that pass rush. You'd feel really good. I wouldn't pick Georgia or Alabama over Texas necessarily at all.
Georgia beat them in their stadium by double digits.
Yeah, no, I know. I know that. I'm saying I'd still have to think about that game. That is kind of an exception to the rule for Georgia as well, somewhat this year. Here's the deal, though. you are seeing a larger trend this year that I kind of find to be fascinating, which is these traditionally offensive teams finally finding defense and really, I think, being more championship caliber in the past, whether it's Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas, even Colorado. Right now, everything in Colorado is kind of graded on the scale of, well, they were so bad before, so their defense isn't like dominant, but it's pretty damn good. And it's the reason why they're able to be better this year. They had a couple big stands in that first half. We'll get to that later. But so I actually look, I think I'd feel great as a Texan. I know the offense is struggling. I think that's a good problem to have, actually, ironically, because the defense is so secure. And
is it a good problem? Is it a good problem that the offense is struggling, or the good problem that the defense is playing? Because listen, the defense can still play elite, and doesn't mean the offense is to play like shit. You can have
it's
both.
It's a less bad problem than the other way around. Than having be in Miami's situation where you have a dog shit defense and your offense is going to have to try to go superhero mode to win every game. Like Texas offense, I can still see a game plan coming together in a big game and then playing very well. And I got to say this, the culture at Texas is undeniably better. Look at the finish today, okay? This is a game in the past where Texas fucks around and they find a way to lose in a hostile environment. The crowds can go, and like when Arkansas makes this game 13-10, what did Texas do? They drive the link to the field, they get the touchdown, and then on defense, even though they're kind of reeling a little bit, they force the turnover, they close out the game, and then the offense closes. Like that was a tough culture finish on the road against an Arkansas team that can be frisky this year. And so I absolutely understand the question marks. I absolutely do. But if I was a Texas Longhorn fan, I would actually still be feeling pretty damn good. I'd be frustrated with the offense, but how good you are defensively combined with an improved culture, I think this is a more championship caliber Texas team than we have seen in any of the Steve Sarkisian teams for sure. Than last year, basically, I guess is what I'm saying.
If the offense stalls against Kentucky next week, do you put Manning in?
You answer that better than I would.
I am.
This late in the game, though, dude.
I know.
Are you crazy?
It is so late.
And did Manning look that much better than Quinn? He played dog shit teams.
He did, but so is Texas when Quinn has played well this year. You know, once again, this goes back to Texas straight the schedule.
I agree.
Who have they played in which Quinn has looked great? You know, he didn't look great versus Georgia. I don't think he looked anything special today versus Arkansas. You know,
A2 Murray. Look at this. The white pocket passer abandoning his people, guys.
I'm not a pocket passer. I was dual threat. I was labeled a dual threat quarterback coming out of high school. I was
dude. 130-yard scramble, a dual threat does not make.
I got like 2 40-yard scrambles in my life.
So okay.
I can move. Both versus Tennessee.
How many rushing tuds?
Double digits.
Double digits?
Double digits. So
okay, look, dude, maybe we'll
like
grant you
I think somewhere on 14.
I'm not granting you the rank of dual threat, but I'll give you a mobile pocket passer. I'll give you the rank of mobile pocket passer.
See, I had this conversation with Elko yesterday about, you know, what teams are looking for, and we kind of went in depth. And I'm not going to give you everything he said, but I think there's an agreeing from our ESPN crew of like Jackson Dart is kind of like the perfect one, where you can still throw the ball really well, but is mobile enough to get you some yards with his legs. Like that is a guy
that can do QB runs. He can improvise.
Yes. He can do all of it.
Still okay. So
I still worry about Texas. I still worry about Texas. I'm
okay.
I am based on what I've seen from other teams in the SEC. I am less bullish on Texas than I was 2-3 even the beginning of the season, because I thought they were the best team in the country. And I sit back right now and I can name 3 or 4 teams I think would beat them just in the SEC alone if they matched up next weekend. So not as bullish right now.
All right, there you go. Texas beating Arkansas 20-10. Keep it locked here on Snaps. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, sub guys, and stick around for the rest of the weekend. Of course, we'll do our Sunday night full recap show. Colorado reactions, weather reactions going up as well. We'll see you next time here on Snaps.